Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the 5D News Show. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and I'm here with this amazing oracle, Sophie, my sister. How are you, Sophie?
Hey, I'm really good. Thank you so much for everybody joining us. And thank you so much for your support for this new show. Also the deep dive, which is this show, but on a deep dive on one topic. So thank you so much for your love and your support in the comment.
Yes, and if you're, of course, watching this live, do make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and the like button. Also, this really helps us into creating some more content like this show. And Sophie and I are very hard at work to produce some free content for you guys, so hopefully you enjoy. Also, do make sure you join our free community if you'd like to ask some questions for the next shows, and also some suggestions for the next deep dive. So if you haven't watched the deep dive from yesterday, that was a really, really good one on the 2025 prediction. So we go across politics, finances, spirituality, the frequency of the world. That's a really good one. So without further ado, would you like to add anything before we start, Sophie?
No, I'm ready.
You're ready. I like it. So let's play Trivial Pursuit together. And let's start with, of course, the subject of the hour again. But I have a special twist to our question here from Susan Caruthers. Thank you, Susan, for your question. She says, for the 5D news, I'd like to ask if and when Trump's success in the US will have a positive effect on the rest of the world, in particular the UK. So let's ask if it will have good repercussions on the general state of things in the UK.
Okay, the cards are just flying. They
want to talk.
They want to talk. The economy with the UK, I think it's going to be hard at first with the economy of the UK. There may be trades that are going to not continue. Let me check with the second rule before I say too much with this, but we do have the invisible man, meaning that we have somebody that is important, but not necessarily physically in the UK. We do have Dracula, somebody that is draining something. We have the price. So again, that could be about any kind of trade that we have. Then we have the bear. When we are talking about financial stuff, we're talking about the financial state of bear versus bull. So we know that the bear is a particular. When I say we know, I know there is a two kind. I don't know what they are, so I'll let you decide what that means. I don't know. But what I do know here is that the next card are work and key. So what I'm seeing is that there is going to be a big change around financials. Will there be something else that will be good with the UK? I'm checking with the second rule now. For sure, there's going to be a lot of purge of corruption with this new era, and this is going to impact a lot of different countries. But when it comes to the first step, I think for the economy of the US, it may be hurting a little bit more of the economy of the UK and other countries, just when it comes to trades, not the general financial system of the countries, but just when it comes to trade. And after it, the effect will be more of a long-term where we see a changing in how we deal with structure and power.
And interesting because yesterday during the 5D deep dive, you picked up that it was going to be the end of royalty.
Oh.
If you do remember. And so can we just pull like one or two cards to see if, let's say, the big transition in the royalty will affect the UK specifically?
Cards are flying. Okay. There's a death in the royalty, for sure. So that was not
Yeah.
your question, I know, but this is what I'm picking up again on.
Okay.
So can you tell me again your questions, because the card were stubborn and wanted to really say that first?
Okay. Is let's say, because I'm thinking that whatever will happen, like such a passing in the royalty, I'm guessing it's like the first domino that will fall into the end of this system. So is this because, is it one of the reasons why UK will be affected with the financial transition?
It's one of the aspect, but it's not the only aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hope it answers a little bit of your question. So, of course, the transition phase will be tough, especially, I guess, here, since UK seems to be like a special country. And let us know in the comments what you think, and maybe if you have other theories. Okay, and now let's switch to our next subject, which is going to be the Earth and the stars. So recently, I'm just going to show you for a visual, we had bizarre solar spots that were like the two big triangles, the two dark triangles that you can see here. So they are a solar coronal mass ejection of a class 2.3, which is kind of a big one. But moreover than the mass ejection, the solar spot seems to be weirder than normal. So I'd like to ask you, Sophie, what will be the repercussion of those huge solar spots for us humans?
Okay. And I just want to say how funny that we are entering that phase of Aquarius and we have the two symbols of the two genders.
Yeah, so true.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So some people were saying that it seems like the sun is angry.
Oh, okay.
You can also see the two triangles depending on what you see.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are going to be the repercussions for us humans of those huge solar spots?
So overall, it's going to be a lot of fire energy. I know it's a lot of fire energy, so it can affect your vitality if there is anything to be removed. Everything is going to be stronger, bigger, and just more present. So what I mean by this is that every fire energy is going to be bigger. So your passion, your motivation, you could find a love easily. You could have more desire for your sexuality. You could have also more, passion, motivation, creativity, energy. If there is anything to purge in any of those areas, this has to be removed first, because it's going to be, otherwise it's like you have a blockage and it's just bubbling up inside and it's just too much and it needs to be out. So this thing that is a blockage, let's say you have a writer block, this is going to be removed completely from your energy field, and that may be dramatic in such a way. It could be like something that you're going to cry a lot. Whatever is blocking, it has to be removed. But we're seeing a lot of fire energy that is going to become bigger in your life. So if, for example, last example, if in your health, you don't have such a good health, and we see this fire energy that represents in health, inflammation or vitality, something may be bursting out, something may be worse for a moment, needing your attention before this fire is used in a proper way of giving you plenty of vitality.
I like that. Well, thank you so much. And next question, is there, and that's from one of our community members, Double J is asking, is there a massive gold store sitting in the Grand Canyon?
A massive gold
store. So
okay.
Is there gold basically in the Grand Canyon?
I think it used to be, but I don't think it's there anymore, to be honest, because we have the card of public enemy. With this, it's the gangsters of the 30s, the 20s, and this is older, and this is like mafia, like the mob. And then we have 3 cards reversed, which is the miracle card, and it's reverse. So it could be underground, but because it's reverse, it has also to do with a timeline. I don't think it's present in the present moment. Unexpected money. So again, reverse. I think that it was there, but it's no longer there. And we have the star reverse. So it's no longer there. It says it was split and bring elsewhere.
And it says
Arizona.
Old Arizona. Okay. Is it in Arizona? Can we ask the cards?
Well, it's split in 2, but they say that families has made big fortune over this. It makes sense that it would be around Arizona, to be honest. I'm getting a lot of that kind of energy, yes.
Okay. Okay, the next one is from, go ahead.
Sorry, just one more thing. It says one is around Arizona, Texas, something like that. That part of the US. The other one went to more of a New York, so more in the
Interesting. Okay, let us know what you think. If you have other theories, we can investigate. All right, so the next question is from, I believe, Celestial Emma from the community. So very interesting theory here from this guy. He says, interesting speculation of the Eye of Quebec being the Tower of Babel. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the whole video, but basically there's a crater in Quebec, Canada, where we are located, but we're kind of far away from this. It's pretty much up north, and it is called the Eye the Eye of Quebec, yes, or the Eye of Canada, depending. And there's an interesting theory because like the round shape doesn't really make sense. It's almost like a perfect circle. And apparently the official narrative is that it was a crater that a meteor created. But the guy here is saying that doesn't really make sense because this is not the shape that would create an object landing here. Mm-hmm. So the theory that the guy explained very interestingly here is that would be the ancient Tower of Babel. So can we look at the cards?
Yeah.
Is this Eye of Quebec in any way connected with the Tower of Babel?
So first of all, they're saying that this is not coming from something landing on that place. So that is out of the possibilities. It says it's not man-made. Okay. So I would say no for your question, but now I'm curious to see it a little bit more. Okay, just going to take 2 cards.
So what created this almost perfect circle then?
It says, of course, we have Temperance. Okay, so very interesting 2 cards that I have. First of all, we have the union of 2 planets. And then we have collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say off-worlders creating a place of meeting, a place where people would come and gather in that area for collaboration. So it's almost like
an off-world Tower of Babel.
Yeah. And it cannot be more clear.
So for reunion.
Yep.
So was there like a physical construction on this site?
I don't think so, but let's ask. It says no, nothing visible to our eyes.
Visible. Wow. Well, I'm going to look at the north of Quebec in a totally different way, starting from now. Thank you so much. Okay, next line of questions about the Spanish flood. So we've already asked the cards several questions, and the cards have told us, I believe last week, that the Spanish floods were not natural. They were kind of deviated from an original location. And then I spoke with one of my friends who knows a lot of people there, and she told me that apparently that was very interesting because for kind of almost like the first 1 week or 2 weeks, I can't remember. I think it's the first week that the government didn't want to deploy the army nor get involved into helping the people. So people from other location had to go help the people in Valencia. So it turned out which is great because of course, this is what you picked a lot in the cards, that we will have to collaborate even more.
Mm-hmm.
But they rebelled a lot against the government because they were like, why don't you want to help us? And there was lots of corpses, and apparently you have to clean them up if you don't want the water to be what's the word?
Poison, contaminated.
Thank you. Contaminated and poison. Yeah, definitely. So we discussed, and she said, oh, apparently they were targeted because one of the reasons was that it was a big, important agricultural region. So, but I have another theory that I'd like to ask you and the cards, because if, and I'm just going to show a chart here. So this is the region here, Valencia, that was the most impacted, and there's another one here by, they say, rain here. And so not exact the same region, but still we can see that this is the map of Rh negative blood people. And the only concentration of O negative people in the world is in the Basque region, which is more north of Spain. But still, here we have the Rh negative map that still goes somewhere into Valencia and Barcelona. So my question for the cards would be, is it also targeting the population, the only population of O negative blood in the world?
Oh, for sure. Let's see. It says stop, and we have the stork, and we have destruction of the home, nowhere to go, poverty. Yeah, for sure. Absolute solitude. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So preventing them to have babies with the stork.
Destroying their home, destroying their money, destroying their moral, trying to, we have to be careful here on YouTube, but of course, that can be ending some of lives. So this is a lot of different ways to just point one direction, one kind of person. So in your case, it would be that blood, and just try to wipe that out.
Can we ask what's special about this blood or this population that they were trying to wipe out?
They're giving me the card of the dragon and unexpected income. I think they're more type A. They're more able to find solution and have
Creative.
Resilience, creativity, new ways of looking at life. So another way of looking at this is what is not there in those cards is they're not submissive.
I'm having chills. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, now let's talk about astrology. So Tim has a very interesting question here in the community. Is there an indication in a birth chart to which clair you are the most attuned to. So as an example, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, etc. And to answer this amazing question, Tim, yes, I created a new workshop and I answer exactly this question in the workshop because this is too long, unfortunately, for the show. But it's a quick workshop. So my goal here is to, in a short period of time, tell you what to spot in your birth chart, to tell you what are your unique gifts, your superhuman abilities, what's really special about your birth chart. And at first glance, you'll be able to notice and spot those indications that I list in the workshop. So there's a lot of material. All the slides are downloadable. You're going to be able to refer to it by looking at charts of your family members, your friends also. And you're going to know like what is unique about the chart that you're looking at. And this is a lot of it is like my own material that I personally developed looking at some charts, being around such amazing people like you guys. So when I look at really superhuman people, I can really observe what's constant about their charts. So I share a lot of never seen before material. And also we talk about here the most fortunate fixed stars, the important patterns in astrology and the birth chart, these special degrees, and also what's your most important planet and how can you best benefit from it on all levels in your life. So this is a kind of a short workshop, but really going to the essential without the need to read the whole birth chart and knowing everything about astrology. So this is beginner friendly. I can't wait for you to listen to it when you have a little bit of time. And of course, Sophie, you were a bit of some of the inspiration here in the chart.
This is such an amazing workshop. I love astrology. This is something that I cannot wait to just listen and look. I feel like I'm going to have my natal chart printed out and just going to spend the whole thing like taking notes and going like, ooh, I have this, and taking notes on it. And I cannot wait for this.
And spoiler alert, you have a lot of those indications that are very, very magical. And I'm sure a lot of you guys also watching this video, a lot of you are empaths, healers, starseeds. So I talk about a lot of those things in that workshop. And yeah, so check it out. We have a special launch promo of 50% off until November 24th. So for a limited time, the code is ASTRO50. So check it out. I'm very proud of this new workshop. And I think it's going to, let's say, start you on a whole new way of looking at birth chart with some new and special keys and indications. All right, so now let's talk about spirituality. So I have a lot of interesting questions from the people of this community for this section. So let's start with a question by Chen318. So they say her spirits often interfere with humans around 3 a.m. Is it true, and why? Is it spirits? Is this ETs? Is that our digestion? What is going on? Ah!
Entities, yes. Okay. This is very interesting. Yeah. So we do have entities showing up in the cards. I'm going to just take 2 more cards of tarot with this. So the cards that I have so far is suspense, teamwork, haunted, and clouds, which is the card. The clouds means confusion and doubts because it's not something we can see clearly. And I think it's meant this way. So what is going on at 3 a.m.? What we have is while our body is trying to restore itself, our body is trying to do the maintenance and just do the restoring and recharging, we are in this exchange with the fifth dimension. We are in this, I'm removing stuff and I'm picking up stuff. We can have downloads. And basically, if you don't have this protection you can have, unfortunately, things that are trying to go with any leak, any point of entry in your energy field and just go in. Why specifically 3 a.m.? It says it's basically just a time where there is more of a energy leak. So probably it's between where you are getting those things out of your system and you start having downloads instead, where this is the time where they can jump in and come in. Don't worry. There's tons of things that you can do to protect yourself.
Can you show the last 2 cards that you pulled?
Yes.
Okay, so the one that's the Magician, there's like a thing above her head.
Yeah.
Which is like she's linked to something. So her body is linked to like a constellation or something.
Yeah, it's shooting star, I think.
Huh. So we're most vulnerable because we are connected with other realms or other dimensions.
We're more, because we just finished, I think that's the time where we just finished our maintenance of getting those things out of our system and taking in. Now we're switching to taking in the downloads.
I get it.
And that's when we can have something getting in. But like I said, don't worry. We share a lot of stuff of protection in the community. So you can find tons of things to protect your energy field very easily.
Okay, that's really good to know. Next question by Vicky Lubrands. I hope I'm saying your last name right, Vicky. She's asking, many people in our community are looking forward to serving the needs and desire of the people in the new world. Name one or more needs or desires, currently existing or not, that still need light workers on the path to answer the call. So what areas can you name a few areas where the light workers are going to be needed soon?
Okay.
Where are their talents and energies
needed right now?
Yeah. Or now or in the coming future.
So the first thing that it's showing up is truthers. So the first thing that's showing up is people were able to continue to dig in the information. People were going to be able to discern what is true, what is not, doing research and getting this information out. So instead of being this pushover, we are a pot stirrer, it says. And it says that this is a very negative card, but I'm saying this in a very beautiful way. Instead of the card that it says, I will create drama and chaos. Instead, it's just a beautiful way of saying, you will be not following what you are being told to do, but instead you will question things. You will be the person that is going to say, let me question this. Any angles, even if you trust the source, just questioning, bringing more things to light and trying to find what makes sense and debate. This is what is the first need. I'm going to go for a second one.
To help people like discern and trust their intuition, trust their own judgment, like break down the old matrix of information, basically.
Absolutely. But of course, if you have a mission, you came here to do something specific, you always have to follow this. But we're just asking what is really needed. But that doesn't mean that what you do is not needed. Okay. A lot of energy workers are going to be needed to get out of this old way of living. First of all, it says that a lot of people are going to feel alone. A lot of people are going to feel like their family thinks that they are crazy. Their family is no longer around. They don't have the same views. So a lot of energy workers will have to work with getting that nurturing energy to clients. And I saw something else also with this mediumship. Those are the two energy workers that I'm seeing that is really needed according to the cards in right now and in the future. it's to bring some kind of hope and bring back some energy, positive energy into people, and to connect, because we're all needing some connection. And this connection, that it comes from source or it comes from another human being, we all need and crave this. And it can be tough right now and in the near future to connect with someone.
And yeah, it reminds me of our Reiki healer, Claudia, which I love very much. And I feel like she's that, like, she gives you like a motherly hug whenever she's doing a treatment. And I feel like that's the energy that a lot of people are going to need. That makes sense. All right. Okay. Next question. So from last week's show, we had a lot of people asking questions about this mystery when we touched on the Cathedral of Chartres.
Okay.
You talked about that there was like a depiction of the Black Madonna underneath the labyrinth. A lot of people were like puzzled by this. So I went a bit in an investigation, and I didn't find like a lot of information. That's really like one of the world mysteries. So and of course, like some people were wondering like who she was, this Black Madonna, and she's found majorly in Europe, which is not where you would think logically, like you would find the biggest amount of representation of this Black Madonna, because like back then the majority of the population was not Black in Europe. So that adds to the mystery. And
It's true.
And yeah, and the main narrative, I think, of the church was to say that, oh, it's because some of the sculptures darkened over time, which makes absolutely no sense, because there are also like paints and there are Madonnas next to each other. One is white, one is black. So that makes no sense. Okay, this is a conscious artistic decision. So, and then I have a theory, but let's start by asking the cards. Who is this Black Madonna? What is she? Who is she?
So the first card is marriage, and I have all of those to pick from. So very telling that we may be really dealing with Mary Magdalene or Mary. So I'm thinking it's more Mary Magdalene, and the other one could be more depiction of Mary. So that could be why we have such a big difference in wanting to difference them in the way that they look. But let's check.
Okay. This is interesting.
It says gaslighting. It says, I will make you feel insane. I really feel that this is a kind of, and I'm getting chills, a kind of we honor you, and we know that you were pushed out of history, and we honor you, and we know that you had to grieve your role and your future in this story.
Okay, I feel like we're onto something big here. So one of the theories I came across, and I want to validate if that makes sense, but like also there is this interesting Mary Magdalene also theory. Okay, so I found that some people, one of the videos that I was watching on the subject said that it might be a reference of Isis, so the goddess, the Egyptian goddess of Isis. And I feel like I have a picture somewhere. Oh, I don't have it. And Isis, of course, is an Egyptian goddess and from Africa. So that makes more sense that she would be darker skinned. And we know that a lot of the Catholic Church symbols were taken from the Egyptian religion. So Isis was often depicting nursing her child Horus. And we see often Mother Mary as also nursing her child, or being with little baby Jesus. And she was the African goddess of fertility. So
I know how to ask. Yeah, okay. I think I will ask like...
Let's say that it's not Mary Magdalene, but could it also be a representation of Isis?
Yeah, I'm going to ask. It says no. So I have 4 cards, and the last card, it says false person.
What? Wow. Okay, that's pretty clear.
That's pretty clear. I think what you're saying is totally right. I just think that the location matters.
Uh-huh.
And I think that they probably were inspired by ISIS. Is it ISIS?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
ISIS.
Okay, ISIS. They were inspired by this, but I think they just tried to hide the symbol of Mary Magdalene with something that was more easily they could sneak around with this.
So can we ask the cards straight? Was Mary Magdalene black? Did she have a darker skin color?
I'm going to use a tarot for this also.
This is fascinating.
No, she was. This is the whitest skin I have ever seen in the tarot cards. So this is whiter. So it doesn't mean that she didn't have a dark skin with this. I'm sorry for Edmund screaming. It doesn't mean that she didn't have a darker skin. It just means that this is not the reason why they depicted it as black.
Oh,
It's really the symbol of grief, and it's really the symbol of hiding something.
a mystery, some kind of so it's not like a physical depiction. Okay.
No, it's not.
Whoa, I'm mind blown. Okay, thank you so much. And okay, last question on the subject. Why is there or was there a Black Madonna representation underneath the labyrinth of Chartres?
You remember that I picked up on something really crazy, that it was linked with the Rosicrucian?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the reason why.
Ah.
So, first of all, the something dark, right? It's a dark figure of a woman underneath a structure creates a lot of power going up. A lot of it. The Tower card is even more powerful to express this because it means that this is to hurt the structure of the church itself. So it's something that is not like in a Christianity, it's like a side of the mainstream religion. So they're saying like, oh, it's not like a curse, it's not like that dark, but it's more like truth will prevail. And it's I don't know if I'm being clear, let me know, Julie, if this is not clear, but it's not like trying to destroy church, but it's to say truth will prevail, will come, well, you will have to reveal the truth.
I am mind blown, but I'm loving this. Let us know, guys, in the comments or in the chat what you think of this, and if you have also other theories. But that one really makes sense. And because, like, why Europe?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Ooh. Next question from Susan Caruthers. Again, great question, Susan. She says, hi, I'd like to ask if blood types affect our diet and personality. So let's ask diet, because she says, I know that some jobs in Japan ask for blood type on job applications, and many people adhere to blood type diet.
Mm-hmm.
And we have here like the classical way of seeing that is that if you're blood type A, then you're more attuned with not eating meat, you're more attuned with the earth, and that's what Sophie and I both experienced. The O is more of the hunter type, so they need more meat apparently. AB would be kind of a mix, I'm guessing, or more protein oriented, and then B is a mix from what I'm getting here. So yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm not a specialist in this, and I love to see all of the specialists in the comments. So if you know what I'm talking about, please comment and explain. Thank you so much in advance. It says in the cards that it's not that much of just a diet. It's the hormones. Your blood type will regulate your hormones in another way. So you have to adjust your diet because of the hormones. Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, yes.
Yes. Yes, but it starts with the hormones. And the hormones.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. Interesting. because I was watching a video yesterday from a French truther, a French psychic truther, Katia Abundancia, and she was saying that like someone was asking her, what's the blood type that is the most affected by the EMF and all the, let's say, the rays and the vibrations, the badly vibration that are emitted? And the answer was A. And she said, oh, because they're more attuned with the earth and they're more sensitive to that. And someone said, oh yeah, the vegetarians. And they were laughing together. And I was like, huh, that's so interesting. And I've seen a lot of people with blood type A that have trouble digesting meat. So that makes a lot of sense. All right. Okay. Where do we go? Okay, let's talk about technology for a while. And I'll ask you, what is the energetic effect on having like an AI device such as Alexa in your home? Let's say controlling all the electrical devices.
On the body, you mean?
Yes.
It slows down your downloads. It slows down your awakening. It turns out that it, how do you say that? Turn off, I would say, your pineal gland.
It's interfering with your...
Yeah. It's creating a kind of a block where it's like it's off. I don't know if it's literally off, but this is what they're showing me. And they're affecting how you digest. It's doing a lot, and it's affecting your fertility also.
Okay, so not so great.
Not so great, I would say.
Let us know what you think. I don't have it personally, and I don't want to have it. But every time, like my TV and my smart TV does like an automatic update, it's like, oh, Alexa has been added to your TV. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. But thank you. Okay. And then last one on this topic, an interesting one from Dust Bunny. So they were referring to one of the shows where we talked about the DNA tests that were not good. So they say, with having DNA testing being bad, is there any covert things being done with the blood drawn at your doctor's office for blood tests? What else do they do with your liquid?
Okay. Doctor's office is not the same.
Okay.
Not the same at all. You're good. No, you're good.
Okay. Interesting. Yay. Okay. Another really good one, and I'm going to switch here the category to singers and musicians. So Celestial Emma, thank you for your question.
I'm just going to manifest here.
Yeah, there is one coming. Don't worry, your manifestation already worked. Oh my God. But we're going to start somewhere else, if you don't mind. So Celestial Emma says, about the song from John Lennon, Imagine. She says, is this song about the New World Order, the negative timeline? And was Yoko Ono his handler? And I have to say that following this, I had to reread the lyrics of the song. And that's kind of crazy because we used to sing that song in elementary school. And when I reread it, I was like, this is bad. And it says, well, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. But also there's other parts of the song where it gets like a bit eerie. So let's ask the card if, first of all, this song was about the New World Order, the negative timeline.
Okay. It says no. Okay, so it talked about a new world. Yes. So that part I was like, we're on track. Then
Mhm.
it talks about the fact that he was not the only one that was in the writing of it.
Ah,
And it goes on to say that at that moment, women um, were not equal. So the fact that he says a brotherhood of men and everything, it's just it aged badly. Then we have unconventional. It says, I will help you see things differently. And it is reverse. I'm kind of happy about this because this card sounds a little bit negative. It's just the imagery for me, just the red and everything.
mhm.
And we have love me or leave me right there. So what I'm picking up on this is that, first of all, he wasn't the only one writing this. I think there is this song was coming from a good place on his part, but a bad place on somebody else's part. Right? So
Okay.
there's a mix of two. That's why I think we don't hear in his voice that kind of negative
Yeah,
vibe, but
yeah.
there is one in the lyrics.
Okay. Yeah, because I just took the lyrics again, and it starts with imagine there's no heaven, no hell below us, above us, only sky. I imagine there's no country. So it's a bit like maybe he was going for the optimistic hippie kind of.
It turns really badly. And I took another card, and now I have a new vision about this. Even it talks about, we have, yes. So this card is really about the fact that women were not equal at that time. So the way it's constructed and written, it's not the best. But then we have the card of this union of two, and it says candle. So that could be that Yoko Ono was involved in the writing of this, and she did not have the best intention at all.
Can we ask?
Mhm.
Was Yoko Ono?
Absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely.
okay.
So, oh, I'm getting chills. I'm so sorry about this, but I think she was in a very bad kind of a place. I'm really watching my words, but you know what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
She
Go
was
ahead.
part of a bad tribe.
Uh-huh. She's not with the right group.
No, no, she's not.
Okay. Well, that was a great question. Thank you so much, Alicia Emma.
Thank
Uh,
you.
and now let's switch to Sophie's favorite because
Yay.
so happy. Was Elvis ever sent on a secret mission?
Oh, did you read my mind? I really wanted you to ask this.
No? Well, I guess I did.
Oh my God. I had that thought. I think last week I was like, should I ask her about this? Okay, good.
I was trying to choose like a fun picture of Elvis where he looks like a secret spy or
Yeah.
a charity master.
It says yes. I don't think he went though. I don't think he had the time, but I think it says yes.
So that was planned, but he didn't actually do it in the end.
Yeah, I think yeah. It says that. So this is waiting, basically wanting and waiting. We have the gift. So they offered him something, and there was this mission. It says big news, delivery, movement. So we have things like building momentum, and then we have him passing. So we have the tower reverse, and
Okay.
the snake.
That was towards like the end of his life.
That was at the end of his life. Yeah.
Okay. Next one from Tim, but I'm going to change a little bit of the words because we know that when there's like too many elements in one question for the cards, sometimes they can say no, but that's not because like the whole sentence is wrong. It's because maybe one word is not accurate. We have to be very specific with the words. So basically he wants to know if Elvis was Tutankhamun in another life or had a soulmate past life twin flame connection with this Egyptian pharaoh.
Okay. Perfect.
Let's ask first if he was the actual Tutankhamun, which is the theory that a lot of people share.
Yeah,
apparently.
and specifically in the book of Kings of Memphis.
Yeah, I'll try to get the picture.
Yeah. I'm just going to switch to Elvis deck
Because why not?
because why not? I feel that this is the moment to use it.
So here we go.
I'm conflicted. What do you see in this? We have 5 of Cups. We have, so with this, I was like, no. And we do have big major arcana, Justice, which means karma. So I think I know, but I want to have your view on this. We have this card is the World, and we do have the card of the Wheel of Fortune. Big cards, big cards.
For me, it feels like they have similar karma,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the same soul.
So we know that Wheel of Fortune is reincarnation. Talks about this. It could have many other meanings, but it talks about this. The World can talk about reincarnation. Also, the Justice talks about karma and your life review. 5 of Cups talks about wanting. In this question, I'm seeing this as wanting to redo something, regrets about something from your past lives. So, and we have the card of 4 of Pentacles that I just added to just have more significance to it. And what I'm seeing with those cards, I think they were the same soul tribe. I think it's probably more of his twin brother. Because Elvis had a twin brother, if you don't know. He died at birth. His name is Aaron, was Aaron. And I think that's probably more the case. That's why they're so similar. And they would have had the same birth chart. So that would fit really well.
Also because Tutankhamun died very young at like 18 years old, if I'm correct, and didn't have like the chance to really shine and to do whatever he wanted to do in the world. But Elvis did. Elvis was like very motivated to do something and make a change.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So now to end this category, I'm going to ask one last one in this department. Was Whitney Houston's passing accidental?
It says absolutely not. And it's very, very clear. The card underneath the deck is the card of sacrifice of the Hangman. And the card just underneath this is the 3 of Swords right in the heart, so backstab. And then we have the card of death. We do have, and those were not even the card that told me not. So that was not natural. So this is very, very clear. It says that she had more time. That was just one of the possible exit in her life, but she had more time. It says that, I don't know if she died at home, but
is it at home? And I know it's in her bath, but I'll research while you talk.
It says at least home or something very comfortable for her. And it says that basically she did not anticipate that it would happen in a place like that.
It says hotel room the day before the Grammy Awards.
Yeah, exactly. I know this is very dark. You don't have to watch if this is too much for you. I'm just going to put a little warning here. Do you see this?
Not very well. What is it?
So this is like a kind of a knife. You know that kind of knife that you have to roll a bit?
Okay.
Like you would chop like this. Okay.
Okay. Like the big kitchen knives.
Oh, well, not really. This is the endo on the top, and it's like more for skin, I'm assuming. But anyway, this is just to tell you that this person tried to get back on the ship, and because tried to get back on the ship, the finger were cut by this person.
Ugh.
Trying to survive, and there is a tons of arrow. So this person not only drowned, but like there is a tons of things, so had no way of surviving. And the person
tried to fight back, basically.
Yeah, and the person doing this make sure that there was absolutely no way of surviving, and just went off in the night.
Why her, and why at that moment the night before the Grammys?
I split into, we have the star. She was about to shine even brighter at that moment. And there's a question about children that I'm not really understanding, but this is twice the card that I have of children. And so it came up twice, that meaning of children in this question, in the timing, and why her. It says it came from a man, and it's all about money, and it has to do with children. So I'm not really sure of what I'm looking at. But there's
her ex, Bobby Brown.
Yes, probably, because everywhere I'm looking, I just want to show you something here. I ask normally 3 times a card to show me something to confirm. This is Page of Cups, the child card. We have here child, and we have child right there. So probably that the money, and I'm not aware of the story, but probably that the money was supposed to go to the child, and whoever was going to take care of the child would have the money. So this is the person.
So, because one of the theories was that she was, well, for the most part of her life, apparently she was a drug addict. And by the way, I absolutely love Whitney Houston. I have the utmost respect for her. I think she was like a tremendous artist, one of the greatest voices of all time. But apparently, like towards the end of her life, she found her spirituality back, and she was like getting very religious, talking about God, and also being very much like awakened from what was going on in the dark side of the music industry. So a lot of people were saying that she was a threat to the establishment. So could that be also like one of the reasons why? Maybe it's like a bunch of reasons.
It says not yet on that second part. So probably that she was going to become. We know that, well, I know from the story of Elvis that it was as soon as he was turning into spirituality and researching this, his manager was like, no, and no one can touch those books and talk about this around him anymore. So there's a real threat for artists, people that has a voice with public, to go into spirituality. But in her case, it's really a bad story about money.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for shining some light on this big mystery for sure. And lastly, will time travel become common in our lifetime?
Maybe not in her lifetime.
Okay. In our resurrection.
Maybe not in her lifetime, but the next one, yes. Then we have change. Okay. It says that it's already existing. It's just that it's very limited, and the people that has this want to still have this very limited. So it says that it will be in the next generations probably, but not for us right now.
And what about teleportation? Like with the help of some device or not?
This may come at the end of our lives, but very late in our lives.
Okay, so we'll have to survive a long time. Keeps our body well in good order in order to see that. That is very exciting. Well, thank you so much, Sophie. And of course, if you'd like to book your own personal consultation with this amazing oracle, you can do so on MaisonJupiter.com. And don't forget to enter Jupiter as your discount code. That will give you a 10% off your next reading with Sophie. The link is down below in the description box, and you'll have the choice when you book online on the website. You can choose the date and the time of your choice. And you'll have the choice between the 1-hour tarot reading, where you can ask Sophie all of your personal questions. You can even look at what's coming ahead for 2025 for you. And also, we have the 1-hour past lives reading if you'd like to get into more of the purge aspect and letting go of past karma. So anything you want to ask, Sophie, before we go?
No, that was a fun one. So thank you so much for everybody joining us. Thank you. Thank you. And we love you.
We love you for sure. Don't forget to hit the like button if you did enjoy this episode. Thank you for all your love and support, and see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.